And we are back. It's Mike Cernovich from DangerandPlay.com and GorillaMindset.com with another reader question. It's a good question. It's a good problem to have. The question is, should I quit my job to start a business? And the reason it's a good question is because the guy's making a lot of money. So he's making 400 grand a year, and he actually kind of likes his job, but he's just not sure. Does he want his own business? Does he want to do more? And my answer to that is going to be, if you're making a good living, definitely don't quit your day job. Keep the money, stash it. Now everybody always wants to talk, own your own business. It's so great, it's so amazing. That's what everybody says. But a lot of those people, they're selling you on like business share, right? Hey, quit your job, start your business, and buy the Guerrilla Internet Marketing course for $1,500 to find your life that you've always wanted to live. Well, maybe not. You always got to ask yourself, why do you want to start your own business? Let me tell you, starting a business and running a business is a fucking pain in the ass. You got to do your own accounting. You can't really coast. If you don't work, you don't get paid. If you get sick, you don't get paid. You got to buy your own health insurance. You have to learn taxes and bookkeeping and all kinds of stuff. Now, I run my own business ultimately because in the jobs that I've had, I felt that I was underpaid. And I didn't feel I was underpaid. I knew I was underpaid relative to what I could do. So I did my own business. That's the great thing. If you think you're underpaid, go start your own business, and then I'll tell you right away if you're underpaid or not. So, yeah, I was right. I was underpaid. Definitely underpaid. But if I had a boss who was cool, I can have a boss. I'm not boss averse. If your boss is cool, just lets you do what you do, and you bring in money, then a job can be a great thing. But a lot of bosses, they have those real petty egos, right? They just can't let you do you and make money. They have to feel like they're imposing their will on you, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, because to me, I'm just all about bottom line results. If I can lie and make you feel good about yourself because it'll make my life better, then I will. I have no issues with that. I don't need to impose myself on you to prove how alpha I am and that I'm the one in charge. If you're making it happen, I don't care. So in a way, I would be like a dream boss. Oh, how much money do I pay you? How much money do you make me? Okay, I don't need to fucking tell you shit. But a lot of bosses don't see it that way. They feel like they have to impose themselves on you. They're very petty, and then it makes going to work kind of a drag. But on the other hand, if you have a job and you don't like your boss and you make a good salary, just fuck around, right? Just fuck off at work. Now, people would say, well, that's wrong, and if you don't like your job, quit. I don't know. If they don't like the work you're doing, why don't they fire you? That's kind of how I look at it. Everybody says, well, if you don't like your job, quit. But that's like a very slave mentality thing. If you can do the minimum amount of work and they don't like it, they can fire you. Why is the burden on you as an employee to quit? Why isn't the burden on the person paying you to fire you, right? So if you go to work and they don't appreciate you or respect you, okay, work hard enough to not get fired. And then work on your side shit from the clock. So the only reason to start a business is if you feel like you have to. You must. You have some yearning and you really feel like you have to do it. Otherwise, it's a lot of hassle, it's a lot of headache. And you also, before starting a business, you got to know, what demand are you going to meet? Or what demand are you going to create? Could be one or the other. Maybe you're going to be a major trendsetter. Maybe you're going to completely revolutionize an industry. Okay, why are you going to do that? What makes you think you're going to do that? Do you have a track record of doing that? You got to be realistic. Or what demand is there for what you're doing, and how do you know this demand exists? And a lot of time, you can figure it out just by thinking about what you and your friends want, right? If I knew there was a demand for more of a edgier men's interest type magazine. Well, I knew it because I threw a copy of Esquire magazine in 2011 across the floor and said, I'll never buy this again. I knew they were garbage. So if somebody like me who had read Esquire since I was probably 18, 10, 15 years later throwing it away, well, I'm probably not the only one who wants more edgier content, wants something a little better than that. So then there's a demand, and then I found a way to meet the demand. The same thing is true with, the gorilla mindset. There's a demand for self-help that isn't for pussies, right? Oh, you're great, everything you do is perfect, the yoga people. Oh yeah, namaste. You just got to learn to love yourself, guys. Learn to love yourself and everything will fall in place. Or, with those pickup artist people, you just have to believe in yourself. Believe that she's lucky to know you. Well, it doesn't really work, right? So I knew there was a demand for people who were tired of that shit. They wanted to say like, no, I'll do it if it works, but I will take action. So then I met that demand. That's all I've done in every little side business. The same thing with my little juicing site, which isn't actually that little. It's actually bigger than a lot of other people's websites who they work on them every day. I knew there was a demand for. Originally it was like juicing for men, and then I kind of called it fit juice, but there was a demand for people who didn't want to be told to go on an 80-day juice fast. There was a demand for somebody to say, you know what, I want to drink a juice a day, but I want to live a normal life. Can I do that? Yeah, nobody was really doing that. Everybody's like, you have to go on a fast because juicing is magical and it'll cure your cancer and you lose 100 pounds and your whole life will be transformed. Well, that's one market, and incidentally, that's kind of like the self-help market, which is sort of funny. I'm not in those markets because I'm self-help for people who don't like self-help. I'm the how-to business, right? People you tell, just believe in yourself and go on a juice fast and your whole life will change. They say affirmations, I love myself, I'm amazing, I'm incredible. And then that's all they do, they don't take action. Or they go on a juice fast because they want a quick solution, they don't want to put in time in. Well, that's one market. But I knew there was a demand for people who could be told, like I tell people, it might take you a year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years to get where you want to get, and you have to work every day. And you have to put the work in every day. Now, is that market as big as the other ones? No. Could I get a clean shave and make sure my hair is all polished and really try to work my charisma and charm on sheep? Yeah, I could, but I don't want to meet that demand. So that's the next question. Is there a demand that you can meet? Do you want to meet the demand? There are a lot of demands that I don't want to meet that I could. So what demand exists that you can meet? Do you want to meet it? Those are really the only two questions, because if you don't have demand, or you can't create a demand by starting a new trend, maybe you can be the next, Kanye West or whatever people are doing, then don't quit your day job. Work the day job. Work on things on the side. I'm a big believer in the side hustle concept, right? But if you got kids and you got a wife and you're making a good income, I would focus more on saving money and investing it in markets and not making a fuck up, right? I know a lot of people who made high salaries, and what they wanted to do was invest in rental properties and internet stocks and the next big hot thing, and that they were making 500 grand a year. But they wanted to put time into a business. They wanted to get the results of a big business without putting the time in. Well, I'll just go buy a rental property, right? Everybody says that. I'm just going to buy a rental property. Okay, how many hours a week No, rental property is passive income. And property always goes up. You know how many people I heard say that in 2005, 2003, 2004? They're saying it today again too. Oh yeah, just buy a rental property. Are you going to manage it? Tenants. What happens if the tenants destroy it? Who's your business partner? Are you going to buy it yourself? How much is that going to tie you up with? Is that going to do your liquidity? No, there's no such thing as passive income. So how much time are you really going to spend into this business? Well, if you don't really care about it, and you have a passion for it, or you don't have the passion from just making money. A lot of people can do businesses they don't like because they're just strictly like robots. I knew a guy like that. He built a $100 million company, nurse staffing. He hated nurses. Hated the healthcare profession. He didn't care about any of that. But he was just all about the dollar, so he could run it. Now what happened to him is the company tanked in value, because if you really only care about the money, you better sell when you have a good exit. But me, I'm not like that. I think probably a lot of you aren't like that. You want to feel like your business is aligned with your core values. And is it? And is there a demand for it? If there's a demand for it, how are you going to meet the demand? How are you going to meet the demand better than other people? And you need to write this stuff out. Start small too. Again, even if you don't have a job where you're making 400 grand a year, which it's a great job. Save your money, live off half of whatever your salary is, and invest intelligently in the market and slowly acquire those gains. And then when you have cash on the side, if a business comes along that you really think is like a big deal, then you throw your money in it. And then how you find that out is just things that you want. Again, could be, blender bottles or whatever business you're in. Maybe there's clients you see doing things. So maybe you sell a photocopier, and then you find out there's a new way that people are making, printers. So they're making new, 3D printers, or they're making a different kind of paper that's more environmentally friendly, and that the government is going to start making people buy recycled paper. I mean, that was actually a big deal. So California courts, 10, 20 years ago mandated that paper had to be recycled. So what did that do? Well, the people who were in front of the line for the recycled paper business, they were killing it, because lawyers print a lot of paper. That's a big market. Well, how do you know that? Well, you just got to keep your eyes open. Or maybe you're a lawyer and you see that the California court says, your paper has to be recycled now for all the legal briefs and all the papers you file has to be recycled paper. Well, if you're a lawyer, you're thinking, well, fuck, that's an opportunity for me. Maybe I need to find out who are the market leaders in recycled paper and how I can get on that, right? That's how you got to think. So focus on your core competency, whatever your job is. And then when you kind of like in the peripheral, you just sort of look, well, I wonder what that is, recycled paper. Who would think of it, right? But that's the way you think, there's opportunities everywhere. So don't quit your day job to start a business. Work your day job. The younger you are and the fewer obligations you have, the longer you work on your side job. So on a Friday night, you shouldn't be out at the club kicking it. You should be working. If you don't have a wife and you don't have kids, you should be working 2 jobs. Whatever your real job is, and then your side hustle. And then as your obligations increase and as you have children, you have other obligations, you shorten the time, but you should always be, I would say, half an hour a day minimum. No matter who you are, you should be thinking of a side income. And if you do that, eventually you're going to find little possibilities, and then you'll find a way to leverage your money, and then you're going to have money coming in from your job, and then you're going to have money coming from the side business, right? Because what do most rich people have? Multiple income sources. I think the average multimillionaire has like 7 different income streams, something like that. So that could be stocks and bonds. It could be rental property if you want. It could be an Airbnb. It could be different websites. It could be books. It could be this. But you have multiple sources. So if you have the big source and that's your job, why would you cut off that income stream to go seek a speculative stream that might not be that big? Instead, keep that job, keep that income stream coming in, and then think of ways that you can have other income streams coming in. And then when those income streams become a river, then you think about leaving your job. But until then, no, treat your job as another income stream. But you can only treat it as an income stream. So I think that's the way you reconcile all of that contradictory advice you heard. So job means just over broke. Because if all you have is your job, you only have what? One income stream. So if that one income stream gets cut off, you have nothing. Well, me, if Danger and Play got shut down for I don't know whatever reason, I have multiple income streams. I still have income coming from other websites that I don't even talk about, other things, books, audiobooks, print books, consulting. I have whole different income streams, stocks and bonds. So I could lose any one stream and I would still be able to do it okay. Well, if you have a job and that is your income stream, don't cut the income stream off because life is going to cut your income streams off anyway, right? I don't have any income stream that I think is permanent. There's not any source of income I have that I couldn't wake up and it could be gone tomorrow. It's happened to people all the time. You wake up, you're just like, what happened? Things vanish. The laws change, you get sued, one company gets shut down. It doesn't really matter. So instead of thinking as your job as, oh, I hate it, your job is a business. It's one business you own. In a way, right? Do you put in output? Do you get money? Okay. That's a business. You own it because it's you, Inc. That's your job. That's only one income stream. You're fucked if that's all you're relying on. So every day, think of another income stream that you can have. But don't fall for all this real estate shit and all that. Don't think there's passive income if there's really not. Start looking for income streams that allow you to meet a demand that you can meet and that you want to meet. And if you do that, things will fall into place. So every day, find a way to meet a demand. treat your job as an income stream and think of ways you can build other income streams. And then, even if it's a little income stream, that's why I tell guys, if you work as a waiter waiting tables and you're in college, and then you go to class, go on Elance and work for $5 a project. Go to Fiverr. Well, why? There's no money in that. No, but it's just the idea. You want income streams coming in. You want different checks. And then you might happen as even these little checks you just lose track of. So I have all these little checks. I'm like, oh man, I got to update my account. My old address didn't work. I have so many different streams. Some of them are rivers and some are streams where you lose track of them. And that's how you want to be like, oh, well, fuck, here's, free money. I had $500. Like, fuck, I didn't even know I had it. It's like Christmas time, right? It's like your grandma or something, or aunt and uncle gives you a Christmas card. You're just like, well, fuck, this is great. I didn't know it. So I have all these little streams that I forget about, and then I'm like, oh, well, that's pretty nice. That's how you want to think. Every day, find a way to start a stream, but don't quit your job to start a business. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Like and share the video, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.